What's up, TNZ gang? It's your girl Tyree, and I am back with another video. So right now I just want to point out that it is 11 o'clock at night and I have to be to work at 6 in the morning, but I could not get this off my mind, so I'm just gonna go with it. As you all can tell by the title, this is my coming out story. For the past couple of days, I've been really thinking about doing this video. That's what I'm gonna do. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, let's just. I want to first start by saying that as a gay person, or bi, or lesbian, or transgender, queer, whatever you are, your coming out story or your coming out experience doesn't just happen on one day. It's continuous, because at the end of the day, it doesn't change. Just when you think that you've told, everybody you think you can tell, all the important people who should know knows, there's always that one person who still comes up and asks you, are you gay? Do you like girls? Do you like boys? Are you a transgender? Did you used to be a boy or a girl? It's always that one person. And so the experience is continuous. It doesn't stop. And so with that being said, I want to say that I came out in 8th grade. It was kind of weird because, being in 8th grade, there aren't typically a lot of like open or known gay people. And so it was very awkward for me to feel like this way. But nonetheless, I am a very open person. And so when I realized that these feelings that I was having for like girls or whatever were like very strong, I had to like step back and ask myself, like, do you like girls? Or do you just think girls are cute? Or do you think being in a relationship with a girl is nice? Or is this all just an infatuation? And so in order for me to figure that out, I did ask I did ask this girl, would she be my girlfriend? She wasn't like gay or openly gay, but we were very close. And so she was a little bi-curious and I was a little bi-curious, so we was just like, we should just try together, And so the experience was very very interesting, because what I thought was just an experiment to see if I truly like girls happened to be something very real for me. I started to actually like her, and I started to actually like the relationship. And so after I came to realization with myself that I do like girls, I do like being in a relationship with a girl, it kind of scared me, because I was like, okay, so now that I know that I am bi or lesbian or gay or whatever they want to call it, what am I going to do next? And so the next step for me was to tell someone. Now, coming out to someone as first and foremost as a gay person, lesbian, gay, trans, bi, queer, coming out to somebody is very hard. And so I don't know how other gay people feel, but for me, the most important person for me to come out to was my mom. a lot of people are afraid to come out to their parents because of rejection and like, you know, disownment. But I had to face the fact that like, even though my mom may not like it, I still had to tell her, because being her child, you know, I wanted her to know every little thing about me. Me and my mom were very, very close. We were like this, like two peas in a pod, like act the same way, think the same way, say the same thing. Like, we were very close. And so there was no way that I could walk around, you know, having a girlfriend and not tell my mom. And so one day after school, I went to my mom, and she was in her room. She was just like listening to music, I think. And so I sat in her bed, and I was like, Mom, like, we gotta talk. And she was like, talk about what? And I was like something very, very important. And she was like, important like what? And I was like, something about me that I feel you need to know, but I'm also scared of how you're going to react. And so she was like, pause, hold up, stop right there. Are you a virgin? And I was like, yes. And she was like, oh, okay, well then continue. And I was like, but anyways, after she was like, continue, and I was like, okay, so, you know, I'm about to be in high school, you know, I'm about to be a freshman in high school, you know, I am kind of like dating someone. And she was like, dating? And I was like, yeah, like I'm in a relationship with someone. And she was like, you don't even know what relationships are. And I was like, okay, look, woman, I know that I don't know what like love and true love and everything is, but I am seeing someone. And she was like, okay, what's his name? And I was like, see, that's the thing. And she was like, and I was like, it's not a he, it's a she. And she was like, huh? And I was like, it's a she, as in I have a girlfriend, not a boyfriend. I'm in a relationship with a girl. Like, I think I like girls. And she was like, And I was like, please don't be mad. And she was like, mad for what? And I was like, aren't you gonna like, you know, disown me? And she was like, no. And I was like, hold up, pause, wait a minute. How do you feel? And she was like, I really don't care. Like, it doesn't matter to me. And I was like, you don't care in a good way or a bad way? And she was like, I still love you the same. I don't care. And I was like, okay, so let me just get this straight. I went through all this feeling of nervousness, was scared to tell you, was scared that you was gonna like smack me in the face, and all you have to say is okay and you don't care? She was like, yeah. She was like, what, you thought I was gonna love you any less? And I was like, kind of. And she was like, girl. And I was like, I'm just being honest. Like, I thought you was gonna tell me to get out your house. Like, you ain't about to raise no gay daughter. And she was like, no, you have cousins that are gay. You know, she was like, everybody goes through a phase. And I was like, but what if it isn't a phase? And she was like, if it's not a phase, then that's just something you personally are going to have to deal with. And I was like, okay. And she was like, but just because you like girls does not mean that I'm going to love you any less. Doesn't mean I'm going to treat you any differently. You're still my daughter, and that's all that matters. And so I was like, okay, cool. So then she asked me, well, she was like, so who's the girl? And I was like, Tajiana, because me and Tajiana were like best friends. And she was like, oh, no wonder she been staying over a lot. And it was just a weight off my shoulder lifted. And so it was a good experience for me. After I told my mom, I kind of felt like I don't care who knows. Like my mama love me. That's all that matters. I don't care if you, or you think I'm nasty or whatever y'all want to think about me. My mama love me, so that's all that matters. But in reality, deep down, I was kind of like sad because there were a lot of people who weren't as understanding as my mom. It's 2018, and when I came out, it was like 2013. And so being an 8th grader girl who's gay was not very common or very known, I guess you could say. It wasn't very known because gayness was very known, but it wasn't very like common for like, a middle schooler to be just like openly gay. And so I had to be strong because I got a lot of negative faces, like mean mugs and snarls and like, ugh, in 8th grade after I came out to my mom. And it kind of hurt because I was like, I don't hate y'all for being straight, so why do y'all hate me for being gay? And so it was kind of sad because I'm very emotional, and any little critique or like bad thing anybody has to say about me, it sticks to me. And so all the comments that I got, like, ew, you gay? Like, really? You be kissing girls? Like, what? It kind of hurt because it was like, I don't hate y'all. I don't talk about y'all. Why y'all got to talk about me? Like, as if being straight, was normal and being gay was like weird. And so it was hard. It was very hard. And after I came out to my mom, eventually, everybody started to find out in my family. My stepdad, he wasn't so welcoming as my mom. The way I guess I can say it's because of the way he found out. When I was it was like the end of my 8th grade year, and I had a girlfriend at the time. Her name is Natasha, because she ain't dead. I'm gonna say is. Her name was, I'm gonna just say was. This is kind of weird. Her name was Natasha, and towards the end of our 8th grade year, we were going to different high schools, so it was like, we should take pictures, and we don't have a lot of pictures together. And so we went in the school's bathroom, and we took buku pictures, like kissing pictures, hugging pictures, just random couple pictures. And so I ended up posting the pictures on Facebook. And I think that might have been the worst thing I could have done back then, because it grabbed so much attention, unwanted attention too. And it was just horrible. And so that's how my stepdad found out, because he seen the pictures on Facebook. And he came to me and he was like, so what are you doing at school? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm learning, I'm going to class. And he was like, no, you kissing girls in the bathroom and hugging up on girls in the bathroom. And I was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, so what's this? And he showed me pictures. I was like, I forgot I uploaded that. And so he was like, this is not funny. And I was like, I know it's not funny. And he was like, what is this? Are you gay? And I was like, and if I am? And he was like, you not finna be gay. And I was like, how you gonna tell me what I'm finna be? And he was just like, that's not happening. And I was like, yes, it is happening. Yes, it is. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, I have a girlfriend. I like girls. Like, there's nothing you can do or say to change my mind about that. Like, I've come to terms with this. Like, there's nothing you can do. And he was just livid. Like, I'm gonna whoop you. And I was like, you ain't gonna whoop me. He was like, yes, I am. I'm gonna call your Uncle Anthony and I'm gonna tell him about this. And if he tell me to whoop you, I'm gonna whoop you. And I was just like, and if he tell you to whoop me, we just gonna be boxing because there's no way you finna whoop me. You can't try to whoop me for being who I am. Like, that's just not gonna fly by me. And so, for the longest, he was not very open about it. Like, he would make jokes, like, oh, you like girls, hi, you gay, and I would just laugh it off, but like deep down it kind of did hurt because it was like, yo, like, you were like the closest thing at this point that I had to a dad, and so it was kind of hurtful, but I had to realize that being myself would hurt some people, and so I just had to move on. I had to block out all the negative attention. And there were others, like my stepdad, who would ask me, why do you like girls? I was very religious. I ain't gonna even say was, because I still am. Like, I am very religious. I went to church every Sunday. I went to choir practice, Bible study, prayer service, like all of that. I went to all of those. There would be times like I would go to church and I would like be scared or like be afraid that somebody would find out that was a part of my church. And I even so much as went like one Bible class, I actually came out to my church. It was very emotional. I was scared. By this time I was in 9th grade. I was a freshman. I was very scared because, who wants to get up in the middle of their church and tell, their church members, their church family, that they like the same sex. But my church family was very, 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 very loving, and they were very accepting. As any religious person, you always have to, share with people what the Bible says. And obviously we all know, or most of us know, what the Bible says about homosexuality. I'm not going to even get into that. But nonetheless, they were very accepting. And after that, I think it was at that point where I really didn't care who knew. Like, once my pastor knew, like my pastor, he was very loving. He was very accepting. He didn't judge me. He didn't like bash me or tell me, get out my church. You can't be a member of my church no more. He didn't do any of that. And so that was the good thing. I still got a lot of like questions, like if I had a girlfriend at the time, somebody random would ask me, oh, you gay? And I'd be like, are you a human? And they would be like, but are you gay though? And I'll be like, but are you a human though? Like, why does it matter to you? But I still continued, my life. At the end of the day, I was still like, this is who I am. Like, why am I trying to fight this? Why am I so scared? Why am I just so afraid of rejection? And it was hard. Like, I really felt like I was back at square one. I'm trying not to get emotional, guys. I'm sorry. But I had to accept the fact that I am who I am. And still to this day, there's like people who like ask like, oh, you gay? And I'll be like, yes I am. Yes, I have a girlfriend. Her name is Zaria. And she loves me. And it's the greatest feeling in the world, I done lost my train of thought. Y'all, I'm sorry. I just started telling myself, like, this time, I don't care. You know, I don't care who knows. I don't care who finds out. You know, I'm just going to be me. And if being me hurts somebody that bad, then that's their own problem, you know. I couldn't burden myself, you know, with guilt anymore for loving who I am and being who I am. So up to this day, you know, I just live life, you know, not afraid, you know, to be who I am. I have my closest friends, you know, they're all straight. And I'm the one gay girl, you know. And so they don't treat me any different, you know. My family members, like, they love Zaria. You know, they don't treat her any different. At the end of the day, there's nothing nobody can say or do that's going to change the fact that I am who I am, and I'm going to be with who I want to be with. And I just want to say that for anybody out there, you know, who's watching this or who's seen other coming out stories or experiences, or if you are lesbian, bi, gay, trans, queer, it don't matter, you know, who you are or what you are, you know, as long as you love yourself and your partner loves you, you know, it doesn't matter what other people think. You know, even if you have, you know, parents who disowned you, just know that at the end of the day, you can't change who you are. And you shouldn't feel ashamed to be who you are, you know. And I just feel like it's 2018. Like, everybody getting this bit. Now, I'm just playing. But it's 2018. Like, things are changing. You know, it's not the 60s anymore. It's not the 50s anymore. You know, women aren't submissive as much as they used to be anymore. You know, and men aren't the stronghold as much as they used to be anymore. Like, things are changing. So if you are one of those people, you know, if you're still in the closet or you're scared to come out, be free. That's all I can say. That's really all I can say, guys. My coming out experience wasn't too bad. You know, it was a little rough, but for the most part, my family, my friends, you know, the people closest to me, they're very accepting. And so that made it easier for me, you know, to transition from thinking I'm straight to being in the closet to rainbow. Not just playing. I just want to thank y'all for watching the video. If you made it to the end, you are a real one. You are so real, like Liddy gang real. But yeah, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching. I try not to get emotional, you know, because telling these types of stories are very emotional. They can really trigger someone. But like I said, for the most part, I didn't have, you know, any bad experiences. There were still people, you know, who gave me a bad time, a hard time. But for the most part, my experience was all right. So I just want to thank y'all for liking and watching and subscribing to me and Zaria's channel. She does come home. She graduates March 1st from AIT, but she'll most likely be home March 2nd or March 3rd. So when she comes home, we definitely will be uploading more. You know, with her being gone, it's kind of hard because it's like, was a couple's channel without both people. But when she comes home, we definitely will be doing more videos, like most def. I can't wait for her to come home. I miss my baby, and I know she's watching, so I love you. But yeah, that's all I got to say. I hope you guys like this video, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.